And even her own mom also said that why go to Langkawi? Langkawi have nothing. So I think every time we go to interview, like it's like we are going to a war.
Yeah,
like
yeah. Wow, this is what community projects supposed to be.
yeah,
But they don't even care about telling people about it because they don't care. They care about the community project. But there was a comment said that, wow, you are a born journalist. Then I was like, what is journalist? We should post these stories up now.
Hello everyone, welcome to We On Air's brand new podcast series, The Whole Story. My name is Natalie Chai, and through this podcast we are looking to speak to Malaysians of impact and also listen to their side of the story. Now, if you're strolling around Genting or listening to this from rwgenting.com website, we hope you'll share with us this moment because we want to know that you're listening to us and tag us at Resorts World Genting. Our guests today are a power couple known for their IG page, Human Edition. They grew up in Kedah and were architects in Singapore before taking a chance on a leap year to produce content in Langkawi. They first posted a reel in April 2023, and now their page, Human Edition, has more than 117,000 followers. And their best performing reel just yet, I think, is 2.9 million views and counting, of course. They've worked with brands like Volvo, Sony, Aesop, and Adidas, and also recently they have a book called Human Langkawi that has 20 different amazing curated stories about the people they've met in Langkawi Island. Please join me in welcoming them into the podcast, Shi Han and J.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi everybody, my name is Shi Han.
And I'm Jay.
Welcome, Shi Han and J. It's very nice of you to join
Thanks for
us
having
today.
Thanks for
Yes.
having us.
Wow. Okay. So tell us more. Today is the day we want to get to know both of you guys. Usually it's always Shi Han in front of the camera. I'm glad, Jay, you decided to join us today. So tell us a little bit more about, before anything, to the listeners who may not have heard about Human Edition. Tell us, what is Human Edition?
So Human Edition, it's a long story, but the whole idea stemmed actually from university. And even back then, he was one of the person that I asked to join me to start a videos production storytelling platform. That was, I think, 2018 or 2019. But then, of course, it didn't happen due to work commitments and financial issues. And then we went on to work in Singapore, and then we quit. And then it was quite a tough time because it was during COVID, and then we were supposed to go for our master in architecture in China, and we are only able to go if we get the scholarship. So we quit our job from Singapore only to find out that we didn't get the scholarship. But that's fine because we already planned to try out something. So we were trying out different things, and Human Edition finally came about. So the idea has always been there, but there wasn't a right time. So during that period of time, we got a fun job in Langkawi, which is in a resort called Untold Resort. It's an art residency, so we went there with two friends, so there are four of us. We were just having fun, and then it was the first time I was like, wow, there are actually a lot of stories in Langkawi, and I haven't seen or heard about any of them. It wasn't on social media or any articles. So that's just the first touch of Langkawi. So it was just 3 weeks, and then we came back to KL, carried on with life. And then I got offered a position back in Bonton again as a creative manager. So I went back again alone. So when I was alone, your senses kind of being open more. And then I really explored all these places. Then I was even amazed. And I also my job in Bonton is meeting a lot of creatives around Malaysia, from KL, from Penang. So they're city people. So when they're here after the job, I will bring them around Langkawi. So when I thought that was just me who is romanticizing Langkawi, so all these people I brought them to, they felt the same way as I do. Then I was like, oh, then this might be something. And a lot of them really encouraged me to do something about it. So I guess it stemmed from there. And then I went back to KL again and I invited him to move to Langkawi with me. So we just like
Invited.
invited lah. And then we really try it out. Oh wait, the idea is to write a book about these stories.
Oh, the main idea that started everything was that because you were so inspired by the people there, all you wanted to do was just write a story, write
A book.
a book about
These stories.
These
Like,
stories.
sorry, I think you missed one part. It's like,
What is it?
I love that. Hey, you missed out on this
no, it's
part.
like, because
What is it?
you need to give a context. It's like Langkawi for most of us in Malaysia, it feels like a place that we will only go during our high school graduation trip, that kind of things. And even her own mom also said that why go to Langkawi? Langkawi have nothing. Like Langkawi is always, I feel like it's a underrated place. It only, when people talk about Langkawi, they only know the alcohol, the duty free chocolate, the cable car, and the island hoppings.
The touristy parts
Yeah, the
of
touristy
Langkawi.
part of Langkawi. And then I think when we were there, we kind of like amazed, especially her. She's kind of like amazed with what Langkawi offers, like the locals. There are a lot of more things that Langkawi can offer to us. Like, yeah, kind of like all those hidden gems. It's kind of
The
surprised her.
people.
Yeah.
So that was the idea, and then the book. You said, what about the book?
Yes. So it wasn't as romantic as it sounds. There were a lot of planning and calculation behind, because when I told them, oh, I'm writing a book on Langkawi, people think that I'm a free soul or, But we are from architecture. So architecture training, we learn about everything. Photography is a little bit of experience. Videography, layout planning of a book, writing, editing. This has always been what we have been doing. So because I was quite lost and I really want to try out something new, so I feel like writing a book, it kind of forced me to have a project of my own and then to really produce really high quality photos. Because if I'm just saying that, oh, I'm learning photography on my weekends, actually if you don't give yourself a passion project, it's quite hard for you to grow so much.
Sorry, I need to add something.
Okay.
Shout out to Andrew and also Pamela and Anis,
Yeah.
because they are kind of the person that somehow inspired Shi Han to take this path. Because when she was amazed by all these things, and then she's kind of feel like I need to do something about it, but I'm not sure about what is the thing. And then I think when there was a time when you bring them around and then you sit at the mama kind of, or sit at the
The skate
yeah,
bowl.
that part you can continue. I'm just hinting you.
I
Well,
love how
actually-
he remembers different parts of your story and be like, hey, this was how it started.
Yeah, he always reminds me, because every time I'm trying to summarize the story because it's kind of long. Yeah, he remembered the details. Wow, okay, that part is quite interesting also. So there are so many people. Of course, Pamela, Anis, Andrew, and there are so many other people. So when I was working there, right, it was very magical in a way that I never really experienced this. I don't know whether you can relate. Is that, I mean, maybe it happens, but it's not so frequent. Like when I think of something, somebody will say that to you. So maybe in KL, maybe that happens to me once half a year. But in Langkawi, it's every day. And then maybe one day a few times. So like when I find out that Langkawi is quite interesting, I have a very rough thought like, oh, what if I just move here? Of course, it's a funny thought, right? But then maybe in the afternoon, there'll be someone telling me that without me telling anything, they'll be like, hey, there's a place they are open for renting. There's only like 500 ringgit,
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe I have a thought of, oh, I'm going to document their stories. But I never tell anybody. And then the next day, there'll be somebody who told me that, Shi Han, you should do something about this story you find. And then there's actually this grant who is giving out this. So it happens every single day.
So, very interesting observation, because recently I've personally been also reading a little bit more about what they call a frequency. Energies and frequency. And I think I'm not gonna deep dive into this for now, but like generally, we believe that when your mind is clear and relaxed, you're away from all the hustle and bustle, especially in the city. And Langkawi is a place where you feel relaxed, and that's where you're more in tune with the energy of the universe, which is why it brings you to the same people with the frequency, and that's basically science, but I'm not going to deep dive into it. Maybe we should bring someone on to talk about it. But what you totally said makes sense, and that's what made you feel like, hey,
Yeah.
I feel like something is going on here.
Yes.
Things are aligning for me, and people are encouraging me to do the things that I've just been put in my head.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And very interesting story. So that's how it all happened. People started encouraging you, and then you're like, okay, let's just move. And how did you decide to bring Jay?
I think we were both unsure of what to do at the time. Like we want to try out something, but there was no very clear plan. And then suddenly I feel like I grab an anchor in a way. So I think it's a more solid thing for us to give it a try. And I think he also pursuing more on online works, which allows him to work remotely anywhere.
Yeah, so that which brings me, so this is actually your passion project that you wanted to do. You went there, you were inspired, and you're like, hey, this is all really amazing, and I want to put this together.
Yes,
But
for the book, yes.
For the book, right? Because the book was the main reason of why you started all of this, the inspiration behind this. But Jay, he's doing his own thing. And how did you decide that since it's her passion project, it will now be my passion project? How did you decide to move to Langkawi with her? What made you feel like, yeah, let's do this together?
Wow. I never thought about that. But I feel like it started from when I worked in Singapore as an architect.
Were you guys there
Yeah.
together in Singapore?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But different company.
Yeah, we were together, but different company and different state. When I was working in Singapore as a full-time junior architect, other than the full-time jobs, I think the time it was like a growing of a social media thing. So I was always like hooked into social media, kind of like these kind of things. And I have my own passion project about doing some online architecture platform for architecture students.
Like just content about architecture, or what is that about?
It's something like a team page, but I repost the works. It's like a collection of student works that I like. Yeah.
Like you curate the works of different students that
Yeah.
you like and you put them together.
Yeah.
Okay, to inspire other students?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also to inspire myself because I was in architecture. Yeah, it's kind of like a collection, but
Also a hobby, right? Just a hobby, or is
Yeah.
it a paying?
No, it's not. Initially,
Something
it's
that you
not a
like
paying thing, but then after that, we make it into we sell some digital product on it.
So you were doing all of that. Why did you shift gears and go, okay, let's go to Langkawi?
That was like, okay. So that summarized, like, that's the first time that I started to engage a lot in social media. I kind of know what it is, and then so Shi Han was like during weekends I would talk about these social media things to Shi Han, and then we start to learn about social media things together. I drag her in, and then
So we're working on that project
we're
together.
working on the project, and it was also a project that I need some skill from Shi Han because we were selling digital product, right? So the digital product actually requires some drawing skill, which Shi Han possess. So she helped me to draw, and then we sell the digital product online.
He was actually the one who introduced me to the terms digital nomad.
Oh yeah.
But I think at first I laughed at him. I was like, I know, but how are you going to achieve that? I don't think that's achievable. So
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I know that terms, and before he told me, but when he told me that we want to achieve that, I don't believe that we could. So he's the one who started the whole social media project on his own, and then I came to help him
So,
in the middle.
So I think that is the seed. So moving to her to Langkawi is easy choice for me. It's a easy things for me because I saw a lot of potentials. Like even if I'm not based in the office, I have a lot more things I can do. Yeah, with
Oh, yeah.
her project.
That's
So,
always his
yeah.
core.
So we started like interview people one by one, and then I think in the midway or
So technically, we were writing the book, and then I was curating and reaching out to these people pulling lines, and then he would always tag along with me to listen to their stories, and he would also add on some really interesting question from his
ask
perspective.
the right question.
Yeah, ask the right question.
Because sometimes because it's the first time that we're doing this kind of journalism, people will say like a journalism stuff. So when she is like in a conversation with the people, that it's not a thing that we did previously. So it's like there's a Chinese saying called 旁观者清. I don't know why I don't know how to translate it, but yeah.
Okay.
That's
Because
where
I was
旁观者
in it.
清, meaning
Yeah.
the people on the sidelines can always see the bigger picture
yeah.
than the ones directly in the
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah. So
Every
yeah.
So I think every time we go to interview, like it's like we are going to a war, like
Yeah.
like it's very uncomfortable, but
Because
we
I'm-
need to
yeah.
try to
Because
push
I-
it.
yeah. I always be very stressed.
Right.
So maybe he will add on the important question if I missed out. And then when I was halfway writing the book, so I gave myself a timeline, either 6 months or 1 year, I need to finish this book.
So wait, did you write the book in Langkawi, or this is after you moved to Langkawi already?
Yes.
After you moved to Langkawi. So okay, wait, let me put a pause there. So now you've moved there, you've settled down, so you start writing the book. How long did you take to write the book? Tell me about the book. And what's both of your roles in making this book?
The whole book took 3 years on and off, but just now I was saying that I gave myself a deadline, 6 months to finish the book. Of course, it wasn't achievable, and I gave myself 1 year. And then halfway when I was writing the book, we were already halfway interviewing people, curating, editing, writing. And then one day he asked me, and he was like, because he followed to all the interviews and all, so you know what's happening. And he was like, so actually, who is going to buy your book? Yeah, and then I was very angry. And and then I was like, when I finish the book, of course I'll start doing marketing and all those things and filming and everything. But I was like, why not now? Because the interview process is actually very interesting. He was like, we should post these stories out now. So that's how he pushes me to make that happen.
Oh, so as you were preparing for the book, because the stories were already so interesting, you're like, why do you want to wait so long for these stories to be published? So let's start publishing these stories first while you write the book.
Yes.
That's the idea.
Let's start the social media to cover about these people, because it's Reels is like a very short version.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you
Without
guys are really
mentioning-
like Legos. Like you have the vision, but he's like, this is how we execute it, and you have the vision. You guys, one left leg, one right leg. You know what I mean? Like then you move forward together. You know?
He
Something
would
like
always
that,
try
yeah.
to plant something in me.
Wow. How
Yeah,
is it
to
like
execute.
working together then?
How?
Because I don't know if the audiences know. Are you guys together?
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
are partners, right? So, to me, I think it may be hard for a lot of people to work together and face each other daily. So you were behind the name Human Edition.
I think this also a question that. So, remember when we said we were running a platform together? So I think I have always been more enjoy the back end of things as well. So that platform is a platform. We noticed that actually when you don't have a face tied to it, right, it's soulless and nobody will believe what is this. So when we started Human Edition, I decided that we need to have a face. So that's me in it. But slowly also we see how Human Edition can grow, let's say because it's about the curation. Like the goal, of course, hopefully one day that maybe I don't have to be on the screen anymore, which is something, or I could be part of it. So I think that's a more long-term goal.
Then how do you guys now in Langkawi to curate the personalities for your book, or whether it's for Human Edition, the platform, your Instagram platform as well? How do you select who to interview? And how do you come about these people? How do you think about the questions to ask them? What's that like?
Langkawi is very flowy. It's very different from the city.
Yeah. But it's also how do you select the people? It's also come from, I think at the Langkawi period, we was kind of lost a bit. Yeah, that period. We forget about it already, but
Yeah. Forgot some
I think
details
we
already.
were kind of lost because we studied architecture for like 4 years and then we did an internship in Shanghai also together with our friends, and then we worked in Singapore for 2 years, and then we weren't sure that we wanted to continue architecture or not. Actually, the master is just the last chance that we give to ourselves. If we get a scholarship to go to master, then we just go. If not, I wouldn't sure about do we want to invest our time to study master or continue architecture path.
When we were working in Singapore, right, we were actually very lost. It wasn't the job that we envisioned it is, even though we love architecture.
I'm quite comfortable. I mean, living in Singapore. It's just that I'm not sure about the future. Yeah.
So when we don't not unsure about a career, but we don't know how to get out of it. There's no reference, there's nobody talking about this. And then even though there are a lot of foreign examples, publication or interviews. So when we go to Langkawi, it's kind of biased on answering my own question. Like, how do these people, because a lot of people we met in Langkawi, they are from the city and they are building a dream life there. So we are very curious. So this book also became a very, very good excuse for us to ask them out for coffee, and they will just tell us all their life stories and even some of the secrets and stuff. So
For example, it's like, see, when we study in school, right? There's always very by book, or when we work in architecture, it kind of feels like the path is only this is only this path I can go. But when we go to Langkawi and we meet some people with their limited resource, they can actually do this and a lot of things.
for limited, they do this.
Yeah, it feels like
Because you're constrained, you get to be more creative about what you can
Yeah.
do in a
Yes.
small confined
Yeah.
space. You
Yes.
think about
Yeah.
how you can make things better because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so small.
Exactly.
also
Yes.
just an example. Also, like in architecture school, we always talk about community project, but I don't really understand like how it works until we see there's a community built project in Langkawi. It's called Skateboard Langkawi, and then you continue the story.
Yeah, I remember I was like driving in the space, right? So it's in the kampong. So I drive like one-way road, and then kampong house, and then when I arrive at the skateboard, right? Wow, a skateboard there, all the kids, 5, 6 years old girls like doing some trick, and then at the back is a paddy field with a mountain and the cow at the back. And I was like, wow, what is this? I never seen this thing before. And then the more I know about it, it's not even built by architects. And everybody was there, all the communities. It's built for the communities. And the community self-funded themselves to build this thing. And they learn it from Indonesian workers. And then they build it themselves. And then I was like, wow, this is what community projects supposed to be. But they don't even care about telling people about it because they don't care. They care about the community project. But then, meanwhile, a lot of time in the city, not saying that the projects are not good, but sometimes maybe a lot of project focus quite a lot of marketing and size. So there are certain
It's
considerations.
done for the aesthetics of it, not really for the intention is not as genuine as what you saw.
Yes, something like that. Not all, but some of the project we've seen. Like I never seen something so genuine like this, and it's actually nicely done. So yeah, one of the project I was very amazed with, which is in the book.
It's like built by the community for the community.
Oh, back to her
very good,
question,
yeah.
how do we select people? Yeah, so I think it's as long as that person answer our question of how did they pivot, and then they have a certain things to show that we can tell a story. It could be a house, it could be a food, it could be an artisan crafts or a community project. And then normally they are not from this background. So how do they do all this? How we select the people.
Also,
So the key word is pivoting. So like if you pivot, that's the story we want to know, and you find a lot of them in Langkawi.
Yes.
Oh, that's where they all are.
Also, those persons are just ngam that they inspire you. Like,
Yeah.
it's very. It's
Why
quite,
do
it's
you
very
kind of-
specifically say to you? Do they not inspire you?
Yeah,
Because it's my
us,
curation.
Vice,
Okay.
vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, but the theme of the book and the whole thing of the human edition is actually define your own reach. So there's no set reach definition. It could be your time. Let's say surfers, their schedule is by the waves. If there's good waves, I'll close my shop and go to surf. That is their reach. So maybe they are selling coffees and they think that they are super rich because they get the choice to choose the free time to surf. So this whole book and the whole human edition is about this. So everybody's definition is different.
Different,
Yeah.
and you explore the different possibilities of
Yes.
these different people.
Yeah.
So then you must have met a lot of amazing people with very different stories.
Something I'm very grateful and happy about is that we get to go into a lot of houses, and as an architecture student, that was always the dream. And then
Resort.
resort. I would always when I was studying, I was like, how are we going to know what good architecture is without getting to be able to experience this? But they're so expensive. So how does that work? So I think these interviews, this book got us into many places. So I think we are very thankful. So we met a guy, his name is Mr. Urshad. So apparently he was a very famous guy in the naturalist world. But a friend told us that we should shout out to Radi. So we were interviewing this friend, and then he was like, okay, you need to talk to this person. So it was like that. Everybody will
Like
link us to
somebody
everybody.
will introduce someone
Yes,
to you.
yes. This is his number. Then I just message him, can I have a coffee with you to learn about your stories while like writing a book? So he was like, yeah. So we went out with him with a coffee, and then he was telling us his life story and all. Then only for like 2-3 hours about his life story. Also, after that, only we found he's a very famous naturalist who have been on National Geography and all those. So he was working in the Datai resort. So after that coffee, right, he was like, okay, next time I'll bring you guys on a tour into the Datai. So Datai is a very strict place. And then it wasn't like a polite exchange. He really invited him for the second time, bring us for a very private tour. And through the tour, it was so inspiring. The way, of course, his story himself, and the work that the Datai Resort is doing at the back end, and all this is my first time seeing something like this in terms of they are really helping a lot of communities on the island. So that kind of planted how the book should be like for the community and all the branching out. But yeah, I think that was one of my
One of the-
memorable
Also, his
stories.
storytelling skill kind of
Oh yeah.
impressed us a lot. Like he was just talking about strangling fig. Strangling fig is like a banyan tree that holds on a tree, and then it will eventually kill the tree. So like, we were just talking about this tree, and he was saying like it's a most misunderstood tree, and it's so the way that he talks is like he's bringing you into a movie. Yeah.
So his storytelling skill in a way also gave us some inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
You have to join his tour when you have the chance.
Wow.
It's
Oh, he
crazy.
offers tours?
Yes, but depend on your
Depending.
luck. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So very lucky opportunity you guys actually got to have with him. What was his name again?
Mr. Urshad
Mr.
Mubarak.
Urshad.
Oh, this actually lead to something. So, writing this book and this first getting into the Datai. So actually, this book, our exclusive partner is also the Datai Resort.
Oh.
So we didn't thought that it would lead this way. Yeah, it was all started from that tour in the
Oh,
Datai.
amazing. Shout out to
Yeah.
Datai. I think the golden question here is, you're doing all of this. Sure, the book is being published, but how do you guys make a living out of this whole thing? Like I see you guys are working with brands and things like that. How are you guys working together to earn a living?
I think we are a very small team. So two of us is also based on the team of limitation is the superpower. So I think for two of us, yes, mainly is the brand sales. And then we would love to explore more on series kind of content. So let's say a brand engagement, we could actually provide multiple, because in a way, I'm not an influencer who just tell my story, because we could always cover people's stories. And the book now, yeah, mainly it's brand deals still.
So when you say brand deals, meaning, let's say if, for example, Adidas comes on and they're like, "Hey, I want to feature." Is it like a, "Hey, I want to feature this new range of my shoes," for example? So what do you do about? Do you actually do a content about the shoe, or do you talk about? Do you dress your people who feature in your stories in Adidas? How do you put that into your content?
I think our main concern is always the story first, because if the story can touch people, everything comes easily. So let's say if a shoes, and then we need to purposely show the fit of somebody. If it can ties in, yes, but if find it very hard to tie in, we'll think that maybe it's not suitable to do it this way. So a lot of clients come looking for the human reels, because that's not what we are known for, and people love it. But a lot of time when that couldn't fit in, we'll propose a different format. So last year, this is how the KL guide came about. So we did the KL guide, and then it was actually commissioned, don't know, can say, it's commissioned by Think City. So they want to rejuvenate the whole downtown KL. So they just say how many videos they want. Then we thought that actually Malaysia's, the KL public transport system is so good. Why not I just do it differently, just how many minutes walk from the station. So it became viral because people really did that, and it's easy to reach. So we will propose different angles of things that is still human in a way. It's walking, it's like, convenient. Yeah.
Most of the job requires a lot of brainstorming and thinking of an angle. That's the toughest part.
Because at the end of the day, your content should still revolve around human,
Yes.
right? It's never about a single product. It's about how you can integrate the product into telling the stories first, product second,
Yes.
right? So that is the more of the angle. So coming to all of this, did you guys, dialing it back way back to childhood? You're from
Kedah.
Kedah and you're from?
Klang.
Yeah. So did you guys ever think you would be doing this as kids? Did you guys ever being in front of the camera? Did you guys ever think about well, I've always found that I like to listen to people's stories at mamaks or things like that. Tell us about your childhood and how you guys grew up actually, apart from this whole, without human edition, without all of this. Who are both of you guys?
I think I grew up in a pretty good childhood, thanks to my parents. Shout out to my parents. I think I was growing up in the Cartoon Network and Disney Channel kind of
A bit
environment.
shalala.
Yeah, a lot of. I think back then the cartoons all are very inspiring, like super inspiring, super fun. And every year we will go to Genting to have fun, and
Really?
Then, and then my dad will always accompany us to play all the stuff instead of going to the casino. It's a rare dad. And I was grew up in that kind of environment.
So you grew up in a very close-knitted family, and you all were you a single child?
Oh no,
With
I have 2 siblings.
Yeah, 2 siblings. So 3 of you, and then your dad.
Yeah, dad and mom.
And your parents. So 5 of you will just be very close-knit. You'll spend a lot of time together, watch
Yeah.
cartoons, and that's your memory of childhood.
Yes, and also playing outside. I think I have a quite balanced childhood, I would say.
Okay. Shi Han, is your childhood very similar to that as well?
I feel like he is a very outgoing person.
Okay.
Maybe a lot of people doesn't think he is, but he is actually quite outgoing, and he loves human connection fostering.
Interaction.
That's one of his gifts. I think for me, it's more of I'm always in between, meaning as in I I always think that I couldn't fit into a lot of things. So when I was in All-Star, I don't think I fit in. When I'm in KL, I don't think I really belong. Even in Singapore, it's the same. So yeah, Langkawi is the first place that I feel like, hey, actually a lot of people are like me. They are like, they couldn't fit in here and there. So like they found Langkawi that they could build something that's customized for them. Yeah, I think my childhood was stemming a lot from there. So maybe that's why I'm able to look at things. I'm always on the fence in a way to look at things, to be drawn out from somewhere to look at things in a new perspective.
All right, so got to know a little bit about your book, your Human Edition page, and your childhood. Now we've come to the segment of show and tell, where at every episode we have our guests bring something that means a lot to them. It doesn't matter, it can be 1 item, 2 items, 3 items, up to you. And I believe you guys already have them with you somewhere. If you guys don't mind, we can actually start with Jay.
Okay, starting with the phone. It's very boring. I mean, I feel like I'm a person that can feel a lot of things, but a lot of things that when you feel at that moment, sometimes it's hard for you to get a camera and then film it out. So the very easy way is to just capture it using a phone, without disturbing the surroundings. It's like when we do the interviews, sometimes you just want to casually take videos, recording the moments that this phone actually helped me to frame the moments that. And I'm also a very easy forgetting person. So this helped me to remember all the memories.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Something.
no need for a fancy camera, just a phone, whip it out, and you can actually start
Yeah.
recording and documenting
True.
everything that you want.
Yeah.
Even your whole successful page is all based on a single phone. Amazing. And recording?
Recording.
Like, do you guys use a mic or something?
Yeah.
Usually?
I'm using a 30 ringgit Boya mic.
Anything that works. Anything that works. Okay, so you have your phone.
But I wouldn't say camera is not necessary. Camera is good for curated scene. Like when sometimes you also show photos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more for fast.
Yeah.
For to capture the chemistry of people without
Yes.
disturbing, because sometimes when they are not used to camera, once you get out, they're like, well,
Got it. You missed the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, social media is like when the thing is easier to do, you will do it. If the thing it requires a lot of like, I think we probably will procrastinate until the content will never be out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Understand.
It's just personal.
All right. So your phone, I get it. What about the next item?
Okay. Can you guess what is it?
It's an IPA beer can.
Okay, you saw the IPA.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard IPA. Did you create your own beer or something?
No. It's a beer that we saw in. It's a brand called Makilla.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly. That we saw in our trip to Copenhagen in Europe. So I think growing up, as I mentioned just now, my childhood is full of cartoon and it's full of creativity. I think the cartoon at that generation is a lot of creativity that sometimes we look back is amazing. And then after that we went into architecture school. Then everything is about less is more, minimalist. I think that is the somehow it's like the direction that we are going into. Somehow I feel like if you are doing some maximalism or some character, it's like a scene, something like that. So when I went to this what is it called?
Copenhagen.
The bar?
Mikala?
Yeah, Makilla is the bar. It still looks very minimalist, and also, but it has all these kind of like cute characters, a lot of fun characters in their toilets, in the walls, and even all of their things have this kind of quirky character, quirky, fun, playful character. So it kind of reminds me to always be humble, and always be open-minded to the surroundings, to learn things. Yeah, it can be minimalist and fun at the same time.
Minimalist doesn't have to be boring.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be stuck to a black and white situation.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
play with elements, but still be minimalist.
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
in the category of being a minimalist.
Yes.
So Jay actually is the illustrator of our book. The illustration is designed by him.
Really? Wow.
So he always like Michaela, we study a lot of, but he kept mentioning about this brand lah. I think
Really
impacted
inspired you.
him a lot because it's actually, don't know if you can see. So the main logo is these two character, but they're able to produce different kind
Variations.
of. If you look it up, all the design is like very design. Each beer can, each. So, yeah, I think he was trying to extract the core of the branding lah.
So you enjoy a drink or two sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, in Langkawi. Right?
Oh, of course.
But we are not a drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What about the last item that you have?
Sorry, this is not the exact object, but
Okay.
it's actually the first headphone that she gave me. Not this one. It's a JBL speaker.
JBL headphone.
Headphone. I think it's very interesting that sometimes I don't even know what I want. I will not buy things that I need for myself. Then somehow Shi Han is quite observant, or she has the sense. She knows that I need a headphone, then she buy it from me. So, yeah, just being grateful for this simple touch, simple move.
But you can
Yeah.
share your relationship with music also, right?
Do you get inspired by music a lot?
I'm very easily moved by music, by good music. Yeah.
What kind of genre of music do you like?
All kind, I think. Like, I don't know.
With beats or like more ballads or
Techno.
techno?
It depends. It depends on my mood. So
Okay.
it trigger. Yeah. I think visuals and music, it always ties together. It's like when you're producing a reels or anything. I think all of you understand.
Creative.
Yeah. So yeah.
Absolutely. So it's really nice of you to notice the things that he needs, but he doesn't even know. So you give it to him before he even realizes, oh, this is what's missing in this whole part of my life.
Yeah.
Even yesterday he was like, oh, what should I bring? Then I was like, your headphone, because you carry it around so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically, it's
He
what's in
forgot
your bag.
about that.
I remember that. I remember something like when you give me the headphone. When I was in public transport, right, I can be very focused in my own zone. Yeah, that's the best moment.
You gave him the gift of privacy in his own head.
Yeah, he's a caveman. He entered another dimension
Another realm
Yeah.
and
through music.
dimension. Okay, so those are Jay's special items and possessions. What about you, Shi Han?
Ooh. Of course. It has to
Oh,
be this Sony camera A7 III 2470 24-105 mm. So I still remember 3 years ago, so I got it secondhand from SS2.
okay.
So it cost me 10K, which is a lot of money at that time.
Before you even started much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I was like, because I'm going to this is my money making machine, so I need to get back the 10K. So maybe that's the dedication for me. And yeah, so this helped me to really, so because of this camera came before the book idea. So I was taking photos of friends and stuff, and then the idea of book came about. I was like, whoa, this will be the project that really forced me to take good photos. And then Langkawi became a very, very good training ground because the people are so chill. I remember during our first few interviews when I went there to take photos of them, right? And then when I go back to edit, right, I was like, it's blurred, it's dark, and I really couldn't save it. And I was like, okay, can I come back tomorrow and take again? And they were like, sure. So actually the photos in the book, even though in one chapter, right, the same person actually we took, maybe I went like 3-4 times. So that's
and
how
were
it
so
became
nice
a
to-
training ground.
I see.
Yeah, it's the book.
What you just shared reminds me about something that I also very recently learned, which is to live the life of the person you want to be. So even if you've not become the person, to become the person, you need to first live the life this person will be. So like you you have all this vision of what you want to do, but you don't know how to start.
Yeah.
So the moment you get the camera, you're already living as the person.
Yeah.
It's the first step into living as the person that you want to be right there. That person has a camera. I don't care if it's a 10K camera, but that person has a camera that works. And you've invested in becoming that person. And
Wow.
it really
Yes.
pushes you
Love
forward.
how you
Exactly.
summarize it
Yeah.
for me in clearer words.
Yeah, so I take that advice quite personally too, and I think it's a very good piece of advice for everybody who's trying to do something.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of just wonder like, oh, why is this not happening for me? I think you can think about how is that person going to live their life
Yes.
at that stage. Then start to incorporate things that do you think that person is going to be. So very interesting input there. You
Yes.
have 2 more items.
This look very
Ooh,
new
a
because I
little-
just finished my notebook, but it's a notebook, so I don't really care what is the size and how it looks like because I just need a paper most of the time, so I carry a notebook with me anytime. I think so different than photography. Photography is something that I always loved since I was a kid. Visuals, painting, drawings, photos. But writing is something that is quite foreign to me. So when I first started to wanted to write a book, right? Maybe I thought doesn't have a very clear idea. Maybe it was a photo book with limited words. And then when we started posting the stories online, right? So I received a lot of comments. Like I remember there was the first few videos that was quite bad, not really good, but there was a comment say that, wow, you are a born journalist. Then I was like, what is journalist? That was like, what is journalist? It's quite a foreign word for me. I didn't know much about that. And then slowly I get more of this kind of comment. Then I was like, wow, why do they say that? So it kind of gave me the confidence, and I try to notice what is that? What do they means? So slowly when I write more and more, and I also receive DMs of people saying that, I was like, oh, okay, that might be something. So that could kind of spark something in me that I never really know, really. This since young, I don't know. And then it kind of craft my ways of working. So only born out of like now, even Jay as well, I think creatives, he also always sketch on tissue and all those, because it's ideas. It's not how pretty it is. It doesn't matter what pen you're using, what paper you scribble on. The idea need to be remembered like right now. So I don't know.
There's something to be grateful about our architecture school teachers, lecturers. Like this, he said that when you sketch, right, your brain and your hand is connected. It's different that when you use the computer.
Yeah.
So that's why they say when you have something that you want to do in life, don't type it out, write it down.
Oh.
Because it's scientific as well. It has a hand-eye brain coordination where when you write, you don't only it's a scientific thing where you stimulate your subliminal parts of your brain to say that, oh, this is something that you want to do, instead of just typing it out, because typing it out does not stimulate that part of the brain because you're not really writing.
I see.
So
You know
there's
so many scientific explanation to our.
But it relates to what he just said.
Yeah.
So whatever your teacher just said, I think it matters.
Yes.
So that's the book. But before you let the book go, I realized that your notebook doesn't have lines. So why don't do you not like to? I say this because I love stationery, but I always have to have a notebook with lines. But that's also because I think my personality maybe is very boxy, you know. So I want to know, why do you choose a notebook without lines? Like it's just sheets of paper, but different people have different.
I think it just happened. This is blank. He prefer blank.
For me, I want blank.
But I prefer the
paper.
dotted,
Okay.
like compared to the line. So maybe I'm still a little bit more structured. So he prefer blank.
I can create my own structure.
But I'm fine with blank also lah. But yeah, I like the dotted one.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay,
Very
what
good
about your
idea.
last item?
So this is a ceramic mug where I drink my coffee from every morning. I think also Langkawi that I noticed that ritual is very important to me. that if I was in a 9 to 5, I wouldn't discover this side of me. So in Langkawi, I would always go to the same cafe, sit at the same spot, and then I already no need to tell them my order is with a hot latte. They will serve it to me, and then it always 8 to 12. So
Morning.
yeah, morning. So Langkawi made me discover that my best working time is that time. It's a turbo mode. And then once I passed that time, my brain couldn't really work that well. So yeah, I think that's something I'm very grateful for. So sometimes I would think that I really hope everybody could find their pace, their ritual, their routine.
And just before you go, one last thing for our listeners today. What is one unconventional advice you'd give to the people who are looking to, write their own story or looking actually to take an unconventional path themselves like you?
I think one thing that I remember that is more achievable if you're in a 9 to 5 is when we were working in Singapore, we always spend our weekends working on our side project. So I think that kind of, from a long run now, when I'm looking back, right, actually we developed so much during the weekends. So, but the sacrifice is you have to say no to your friends and all. It's actually hard when you are there deciding this weekend whether you want to go out to have fun or you want to stay home to work. But that's the only thing that you have actually. Without the risk that you mentioned, the money you want to put in to invest or what. Yeah, but yeah, I think that should be something you can try.
But it's very subjective. Different people have different goal in their life. Some people just want weekend, they just want to have, or just want to rest. Yeah.
Unconventional advice.
An unconventional advice from me would be at this era that we are living in, has a lot of things is going very fast. The technology, everything, like the social media, the AI, everything. So I think it's a time that we need to try to be humble and listening to everyone. But that doesn't mean that you need to accept everything that people say, or you don't want to get offended by things that people say. You just listen and then try to work on the things that you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Signal to noise ratio.
Yeah, and recently there's a podcast I heard. It's like, Stephen Bartlett. Yeah, so he was interviewed with Kelvin O'Reilly. He was talking about signal to noise ratio.
Sorry, signal?
Signal to noise ratio.
Signal to noise ratio.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there already. I mean, I couldn't put into the words. I understand it.
Basically, the advice is every day you react to signal. So what is the 3 things that you need to get done today? But when you said that in the morning, you always have a lot of noise. Maybe your friends ask you to yam cha or nasi lemak. So whether is that you need to identify on the spot, is that a noise or a signal? So you need to say no and block out all the noise and just work on the signal. So
Yeah.
that's how you really move forward with your goal.
And
lah.
also like a lot of noise in the social media, in a lot of place, virtual, physical. So I'm really grateful that Langkawi give us a place to focus on what we are doing. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this was actually Shi Han and J from Human Edition. I think out of the conversation today, it is very clear to me that, they are really trying to deep dive into shining light into what being yourself truly is. So everybody that they've spoken to truly have done something else in their lives and they've pivoted and now are doing what they want to do. And they revolve their lives around what they feel like they resonate with the best. They respond to signals and not just noise. They actually work around what inspires them as well across different walks of life. And life can be simple. Life doesn't need to be complicated to be happy. Life can be, even if you want to live a minimalistic life, it doesn't have to be boring. And I think that captures the essence of the people in Langkawi. And of course, you have your book that everybody can also check out. Where can we get the book again?
You can get it from our website. It's human-store.co. The link is at Human Edition. Our Instagram account. Yes.
All right, so if you guys want to check out any of these stories, please feel free, because they've put a lot of hard work, 3 years of hard work into this one book. Like they said, it's not just one time photography, it's a couple of times going back, trial and error. Please do give them all your support. But for now, this was The Whole Story, a brand new podcast brought to you by V on Air, Resorts World Genting first ever online radio. And if you like more stories about Malaysians, do remember to check out our socials at Resorts World Genting, and also check out all the other episodes that we may have on upcoming, as well as we speak to more inspiring Malaysians like Shi Han and J. All right, that's all for today. We'll catch you another time. Bye.